In last week's video, we left the larva pretty much like this at the largest. This week, some of them are this size, and still with some growing to do. But they're growing at an alarming rate, as death's heads do. Well, these are ready for a rehouse. I have 3 larvae that are this sort of size, and others are smaller. I can't remember when I kept these last time that there was such a range of growth and different sizes, some developing quicker than others. So the larvae that are this size are now going into a much bigger container. You need a bigger container, not only because the larvae get bigger, but you can put more food in, and that's what these need. They have the most voracious appetite, but they've come on leaps and bounds, and ones like this are now final install. And the horn has changed shape yet again, but we'll have a closer look in a minute. Time to put this one in his new home. So the larvae are currently in this size container. 3 are going to be moved up to this size container, and that'll be the 3 larger ones. Obviously, first things first, clean the container out, which you should be doing every day, to remove the frass and to replace the tissue if necessary. The frass of these caterpillars is usually dry, so maintenance and cleanliness is very easy. Just a simple matter, putting in fresh food, the food should be changed as necessary, of course. And for these, that is plenty. And then our smaller larvae, you can just drop them in. We still have one which is green. So they go in, and I'll put the lid on in a minute. So our larger container obviously needs plenty of food in, as these caterpillars are big and will get bigger, of course. And then we just put them in there. Same principle. Cleanliness is of paramount importance when breeding and rearing caterpillars. But what beauties they are. So we've got 3 final install. Still surprising how quickly and how much they grow. And that's it. I'll put the lid on in a minute. Plenty of fresh food, nice clean container, and when you finish with the container, always wash them out with hot soapy water. And that's all there is to it. They'll be perfectly fine in there, and I'll be changing this food certainly in 2 days' time. They do have a voracious appetite. thankfully privet is very easy to procure. Already this one is making inroads into its fresh food. Growth is rapid. Although I'm putting these videos out once a week, I'm having to film them over a shorter period of time. Sometimes it's only as little as 3 or 4 days, and that's purely because the rate of growth is different and quicker in more cases than not over the time. And so these 3 caterpillars that are going into the larger container are much more quicker growing than the other 3, but they are absolutely beautiful. Final install, and they will eat and eat and eat. You can see the horn has changed there, less shepherd's crook like, and the markings, those beautifully coloured stripes, it's hard to say what they are, whether they're a bluish or a purplish or... But then on the back of the caterpillar, look, lots of tiny black dots have developed. And the spiracles still black, they'll remain black all the way down the length of the body. A quite magnificent caterpillar, and by this stage you'll really love them. And when they're at this stage, you'll need to buy a bucket, because in a few days' time they will have the need to pupate, and it needs to be a bucket full of compost, because these go down well into the compost in order to pupate. But what a magnificent caterpillar, and such a joy to keep. Look at that.